Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to study the poem Good Timber. It is written by Douglas Malloch. I am going to give you a brief introduction about the poet. Douglas Malloch was born on 5th May 1877 and died on 2nd July 1938. He was born in Muskegon. Muskegon is the name of the city. It is in Michigan. Michigan is the name of the state that is in USA. Muskegon is a center of lumbering industry. Lumbering industry is an industry that deals with the felling and trimming of trees. It also transports the logs to mills. He was an American poet, short story writer, and associate editor of American Lumberman, a trade paper in Chicago. He is known as Lumberman's poet because he has spent most of his life working with logs and wood. His important works are Round River Drive and Be the Best of Whatever You Are. Before starting the poem, I want to discuss a few terms, literary devices relating to the poem. First of all, we will discuss what is stanza. Most poems are written in lines: a blue day, a blue jay, and a good beginning. A group of lines in a poem is called a stanza. Stanzas separate ideas in a poem. Stanzas are just like paragraphs. As in prose, we have paragraphs. Similarly, in poetry, we have stanzas. The poem March has two stanzas, 1 and 2. Kinds of stanza. A stanza that has 2 lines, it is called couplet. A stanza that has 3 lines, it is called triplet or tercet. A stanza that has 4 lines, it is called quatrain. A stanza that has 5 lines, it is called quintet. A stanza that has 6 lines, it is called sestet or sextet. A stanza that has 7 lines, it is called septet. A stanza that has 8 lines, it is called octave or octet. What is simile? In simile, we compare two unlike things using the words as or like. But still there is some similarity between these two things. Look at this example. The fish is as bright as the sun. Fish and sun are two different things. But still there is some similarity between them. That is brightness. Ali is as slow as turtle. Ali and turtle are different from each other. Ali is a person and turtle is an animal. But still they are similar because both are slow. John runs as fast as lightning. In this sentence, we are comparing John to lightning. They are different from each other, but still there is some similarity between them. That is, the similarity between them is that both are fast. He is as strong as an ox. In this sentence, we are comparing the person to an ox. They are different from each other, but still there is similarity between them. That is their strength. Both are strong, both are powerful. What is metaphor? Metaphor is a direct comparison. In metaphor, like simile, we also compare two unlike things, but without using as or like. He has the heart of a lion. In this sentence, we are comparing the heart of the person with the heart of the lion to show that this person is very brave. The meal was a rainbow of flavors. To show that the meal is colorful, we are comparing it with rainbow. You are the sunshine of my life. To show the importance of the person, we are comparing it with sunshine. As sunshine is important for life, we cannot live without sunshine. So in the same way, to show the importance of the person, we have used or we have compared that person with the sunshine. Time is money. Time is compared to money. Time and money are two different things, but still they are similar because both are valuable, both are important. Here the letter A is written by mistake. What is alliteration? In English language, we have two types of letters, vowels and consonants. A, E, I, O, U. They are called the vowels. Apart from that, all other letters are called consonants. The occurrence or the repetition of the same consonant letters, the repetition of the same consonant letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. Look at this example. Sweet birds sang. In this sentence, letter S is repeated in sweet and sang. Some more examples of alliteration are: Peter piped, picked a peck of pickled peppers. In this sentence, consonant letter P is repeated. She sells some seashells by the seashore. In this sentence, letter S is repeated. What is rhyme scheme? Rhyme scheme is the pattern of rhymes at the end of each line of poem or song. It is usually referred by using letters to indicate which lines rhyme. The lines designated with the same letter all rhyme with each other. Look at this line, bid me to weep and I will weep. The last word in this line is weep. We have assigned it letter A. While I have eyes to see. The last word in the second line is C. The sound of the C is different from B. So we have assigned it another letter B. And having none, yet I will keep. The last word in the third line is keep. Keep rhymed with B. So we have assigned it letter A again. A heart to weep for thee. The last word in the fourth line is B. It rhymes with C. So we have assigned it letter B again. The rhyming scheme of this stanza is AB, AB. What is enjambment? Enjambment means to step over or put legs across. In poetry, it means moving from one line to another without a terminating punctuation mark. In simple words, it is the running on of a sentence from one couplet or line to the next without a major pause or syntactical break. Look at this stanza, autumn showing of colors slowly. Is there any punctuation mark at the end of this line? letting the splendid colors. Is there any punctuation mark at the end of this line? No, there is no punctuation mark at the end of these two lines. So this is the example of enchantment. Flow softly to earth below. There is punctuation mark. That is period. The title of the poem, Good Timber, signifies the fine quality of men and trees. Good timber represents the strong, stable, and resilient men and trees. This is a metaphorical poem. The poet has used the metaphor of tree to represent human beings. The tree that never had to fight for sun and sky and air and light. The poet says that there are some trees that grow naturally in the natural environment and they keep on growing. They need not to fight for their survival. They need not to fight for the basic commodities of life, sun, sky, air, and light. They stand for the basic necessities of life, but stood out in the open plain and always got its share of rain. The tree that grows in an open area, in an open land. This tree can get water, sunlight, and air in excess because these things are available to it in excess. These things are available to it easily. This tree needs not to struggle for its survival as it is in the open area and everything is available to it easily. Never became a forest king, but lived and died a scrubby thing. In these two lines, the poet is telling about the outcome of this type of life. The poet says this type of a tree fails to become the forest king or the strongest tree in the forest. This tree lived and died as an insignificant thing. Its presence is not felt by anyone because it fails to prove its worth by struggling hard. The man who never had to toil. Toil means to work hard, to gain and form his patch of soil. Form means cultivate. Patch of soil means piece of land. In the first stanza, the poet is telling about the life of the tree that grows in an open area. In the second stanza, the poet is telling about the life of the man who is not struggling hard to prove his worth. The man who is not working hard, who is not facing the ups and downs of life, who never passes through the hardships of life, this type of person fails to prove his worth, who never had to win his share of sun and sky and light and air. Again, sun, sky, light and air. They represent the basic commodities of life. The poet says a person who gets each and everything without any effort, without any struggle. This type of a person fails to prove his worth. A person who gets each and everything easily. This person fails to become a manly man. Manly man is a person who is strong, hardworking, and self-disciplined. This type of a person has courage to tolerate the unbearable things as he has faced the harshness of battle, trials and tribulations of life. So this person has become the strongest one. This person admits his faults. He recognizes his faults and he admits that he is not perfect. He is just like everyone else. But lived and died as he became. The person who is not struggling hard to prove his worth, this person dies without any development. His position, socially, morally, and economically remains the same because he is not interested to upgrade his readily available position. Good timber does not grow with ease. Good timber stands for good men and good trees. The poet says, a tree or a man that is going to live a long and successful life does not grow easily. This person or the tree has to bear the blows of stronger wind. The stronger wind, the stronger trees. The trees or the men who have faced the harsh blows of wind, they have become the strongest one. The trees or the men who have faced the harsh blows of wind, they have become the strongest. The further sky. The further sky means the extended sky, the greater length. The extended sky with all its elements of sun, cold, rain and snow has made the timber hard and time tested. The more the storm, the more the strength. The person or the tree who has experienced the storms, this person or the tree has become the strongest one. They have proved, this person or the tree has proved his worth by fighting against the unbearable, by fighting against the harsh circumstances. In trees and men, good timber grows. The good timber, good quality timber, must have gone through the uncertain amount of scorching sun and bitter cold, like rain and snow, which the scrubby tree has never experienced. In the last stanza, the poet is telling about the environment of the good tree and good man. The poet says, a tree that grows in the middle of the forest, it has to struggle for its survival as sunlight, water, and air are not available to it easily. We find the patriots of both the men and the trees who have faced the harshness of weather and hardships of life. They have become the experienced, so they become the leader of their species. And they hold counsel with the stars. They stand for men and trees, experienced men and trees. Hold counsel with the stars, it means they have deeper knowledge and wisdom, and they take wise steps which others are not able to do. Their experience gives them leadership qualities. Whose broken branches show the scars. Scars means marks. The broken branches of the good timber and the scars on the body of the real man. Real man means a person who has experienced the storms of life. Show their endurance and strength as they have faced the hardships and they have struggled to get out of them. This is common law of life. Common law of life means the rule of the life is to struggle for survival. The person or the tree or any other living thing who is not struggling for his survival will be banished from this land. This is the end of our point. In case of any problem, any query, write in the comment section.